What is going on, everybody? Today, I want to talk about how you can run your sales call in a way where it is enjoyable, in a way where you don't feel like you're being sleazy, you don't feel like you're being salesy, you don't feel uncomfortable as a lot of us tend to get on sales calls. When I'm working with clients, I primarily work with entrepreneurs and coaches. One of the main things they come to me for is sales coaching. And the word sales for them is like, I don't want to hear it. I'm not good at sales. I hate sales. Listen, I get it. I had a sales job that I got fired from because I didn't enjoy it and I didn't perform well at it. So if there's someone who understands where you're coming from, it's me, okay? So here's what I want to show you. I want to show you how you can make the sales call very enjoyable for you, okay? The way I structure my sales call is in a way where I try to eliminate or I try to push them away from working with me. Sounds very counterintuitive, I know, but the reason this works really well is because I prioritize and I teach my clients to prioritize building trust with people first. If you're selling, let's say, a $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 service, right? Could be cheaper than that. You want to show the client that you genuinely care about them and where they spend their money. If I want them to spend, let's say they've got a budget of $5,000 or they're spending $5,000 in a coaching program, I want to make sure they spend it in a place that's going to get them the results they need, that's going to help them in their situation, and they don't regret making that purchase. I don't want to take someone's money if I don't think that I can solve their problem. Now, the problem is when we are selling our service, there's a natural bias there where we want to sell them on our solution, right? Hey, buy from me, buy my product, buy this. And yes, your solution might be the best, but then we come onto the call with an agenda. We come onto the call with a sole intention on selling something. If you have a sales call in your calendar, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go in the call, I'm gonna sell this person, that's what I'm gonna do. I just need to make sure my closing rate is high. Sure, if you want to have as many closes as possible, go do that thing. That's not the approach I teach. I want to make sure if you're coaching people, you're going to be in a relationship with these people for the next few weeks. They have to be a good fit for you. You have to be a good fit for them. You have to make sure everything works in terms of personality, in terms of finances. All of these things have to be taken care of. So when I talk about elimination, I try to get them to consider what their problem is, have a deep understanding of their challenges, not just shallow level. A lot of people have these conversations just so they can move them along. Like, okay, we talked about your challenges, we talked about what you've tried. Let's just move on to the part where I talk about my product and my service and how I can help you with what my pricing is, right? It's almost like you're going through the motions just to get to the part where you really talk about what you want to talk about, which is you and your service. I don't do that. So what I teach you to do is to talk about their challenges, talk about what they've tried, and then talk about all of their alternatives. Now, most people don't do this because they're scared. Well, if I push them away, they might find something better. If they find something better, that's fantastic, right? If they find something else that fits better for their situation, that's great. I'm a proponent for that. But of course, we're trying to make money here as well. We're trying to feed our family. We're trying to get our business to grow. We're trying to get the client. I want you to go into the call almost thinking that you have nothing to offer. You don't have a service here, okay? You're just looking for their best interest. If their best interest aligns with you, then you're saying, okay, I understand your situation. I think we've got a pretty good idea what the alternatives are. Your alternatives are to go read more books about it. Your alternatives are to watch some free YouTube videos or free content on LinkedIn or whatever. Your alternatives are to do nothing or to find another coach, right? These are your alternatives. So which one of these will be most helpful for you? A lot of times people will say, well, I've already tried the books, I've tried the YouTube videos, I've tried all these different things with sales and it doesn't work. I'll say, okay, well, it sounds like you're looking for support. What are you looking for in support? What are you looking for in a coach? And they'll tell me, well, I'm looking for someone who understands my situation, someone who knows how to sell coaching services, someone who's done this before, someone who's done this in my niche. I'll say, okay, completely understand that. Suppose you have someone who's got all those things. What kind of support would you need from them to help you out in your situation? And they'll say, well, I want to learn how to get leads. I want to learn how to get sales. I want to learn how to be comfortable in the calls, all this stuff. That's what I need. And at this point, I'll say, okay, I understand what you're looking for. I understand what your challenges are. And I've got a pretty good idea of what you're looking for in a coach as well. Based on this conversation so far, how do you feel about talking to me? And usually they'll say, well, you're not trying to sell me anything. You're not trying to push a product down my throat. You're just listening to me and what I need. So I said, if you like more of this, or if you like working with me, this is something that I help people with. I have helped people get leads in the past. I have helped people greatly increase the revenue in their coaching business, and I have helped people increase their sales skills. If you'd like it, we could discuss some pricing options and say, yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell them, okay, this is my price range. Is this something you can afford? Is this in your budget? If it's not, we work on something up until a point where they buy. Notice how this entire process, it's not me pitching anything. It's not me saying, hey, my program is 6 to 8 million weeks long, and then week 1 we do this, week 1 we have the discovery phase, and then the outline what you really want to do phase, and all. I don't do any of that stuff. None of that, right? I get them to paint a picture of what they want, what they're looking for, what kind of support they need, and I'll say, okay, this happens that I do the same thing. Would you like to discuss what it's like to work together? And if they want to, great. Now, the reason I don't do any pitching is because I don't want to convince them to see value in working with me. If there's a problem, then they can work with me. If there's no problem, I don't want to create that problem. Sure, I help them uncover it by asking smart questions, but I don't want to create it. A lot of salespeople, what they do is they almost jab a knife and they twist and turn it to create more pain. And the client can sense that. Like, you are trying to make me feel worse about my situation to get me to buy. That is coming in with an agenda. That is what feels sleazy. That's what makes you feel very uncomfortable on the call, that I'm trying to take someone's money. I don't do any of that, and I don't condone any of that. I condone, let's get people on a call, let's prioritize building trust, even if it means they don't buy now, they take their time, they do some research. Because what happens is, and I've told you this example before, people will come to me, I'll have a conversation with them. I'll be totally transparent about them, about what my price tag is. I'll say, listen, my price is really expensive. I want to make sure you need to spend this kind of money, because if you don't, I want you to go out, go do some research, think about what you really need, and then we can discuss some options. What people will do, they'll come to me, I'll tell them my price range is $5,000, $15,000, depending on what you need. They'll go out, and obviously most people are like, holy shit, that's a lot of money. Let me just go out there and see what else is going on. I'll say, sure, go ahead, check out some options. Let me know what you like. Let me know what's sticking out for you, and we can discuss what the best route of action is. They will start seeing me as an advisor to them in their life, right? Even if they don't buy from me, they'll be like, this Yasser guy will keep it real. He's not gonna lie to me. He's not gonna BS me. If his service is too expensive, he is going to say, go to someone else and talk to other people. What ends up happening? They talk to me, they know my price range, they'll go to other people, they'll talk to other people at the 5,000 range, at the 10,000 range, at the 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 range, and everybody is trying to sell them. Everybody's trying to sell them. Oh, my product does this, that, blah, 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 blah. All these features, you're gonna have all these amazing, grandiose results, and they can smell it. They can smell that you are trying to sell me something. Even if you've done those things because you're trying to sell me something, I don't want to be sold. I want to buy, but I don't want to be sold. So a lot of times when clients come to me, they're like, yeah, that's right. I went and spoke to this person, that person, that person. It was great what they were doing, but I wasn't really feeling it. I feel like I could trust you more. That's why I want to work with you. And again, these people will go to some big name celebrities, big name influencers, talk to them, then come to little old me and come start working with me. So what's the difference? The only difference is I don't condone pitching. I don't condone talking about your service and how amazing it is. And I also want the relationship building and trust building to be the absolute priority. And you are looking out for them. When they trust that you are looking for their best interest, even if it involves not working with you, if they don't work with you now, they'll come back to you next week or the week after that or next month. They will come to you because people buy from people they like and people they trust. So next time you are getting on a coaching call or a sales call with somebody, don't try to talk about how amazing you are, how much you can help them, how much wrong there is in their situation. Sit back, ask some questions, and get them to paint a picture of what they'd like to see, and just say, okay, it happens that I tend to do the same thing. If you're enjoying this conversation with me so far, would you like to discuss some options of working together, okay? Of course, there's a lot of nuances when it comes to this as well. The sales process that I teach is everything from the discovery call, outbound, inbound, regardless of where your client is coming from, all the objection handling. In fact, we talk about how to prevent objections. We do role plays on our program. So if you are interested in working with me, either shoot me a message or on YouTube, you can find a link in the description to getting on a call with me. Again, I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, please let me know down below. See you in the next one. Take care.